I was originally supposed to do the new episode of The Nine Realms and do a whole review on it, but I have too much storage onto my phone, so I couldn't afford to download the whole episode so you guys could watch while my face is in the tiny little corner. Because I have to record myself, and then I also have to record the actual episode, and I have to do lots of editing to kind of make it more interesting. So it takes up a lot of storage space, and I do not have the time for that now. So I'm going to be doing something that requires little to no editing, really involved. So I'm going to be doing something I rarely thought of doing, even though, like, probably lots of people have done this before, but I've never seen people do this. But again, it most likely had been done before. I'm not the first person to come up with this, trust me. Basically, there is a lot of movies and shows I have not seen, or I've not even like thought of seeing, or I barely even heard of, but I hear is really popular. So I'm gonna be doing something that might irritate a lot of people because I feel like this might irritate me if I watched it. Because if like someone said like a wrong fact on TV or like on a YouTube channel, I'm like screaming like, no, that's wrong, that's wrong. Like I go crazy. So this might upset a lot of people because what I'm going to be doing, as you guys can tell from the title, is guessing shows and movies that I have not seen or I have no clue what they are about. And I'm going to be trying to, like, guess what they're about. Just based on, like, the movie poster or the show poster and all that stuff. So they might be interesting. And you guys might be surprised on lots of the shows that I know nothing about because it's, like, really popular stuff. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first one is kind of more old school, so I don't know a lot of people here saw it, but it's the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah, I never seen this movie. I know nothing about it. I only know some of the songs, mainly just because of that one Glee episode where they did a tribute to this movie. And I know that guy also plays It, like the kind of like the transgender. I think I have no clue. Again, I don't know, so I'm sorry if this is offensive. I'll be honest, I really couldn't find a good movie poster for this for some reason. Apparently, there's also a show. I'm really not surprised. But basically, on the poster, it says, give yourself over to absolute pleasure. And from my research, this movie is also rated R. So yeah, I have a feeling it's. I'm gonna say that dude is a prostitute. And he's like luring people in to kind of like seduce them, and it's kind of like a fun night where there's dancing, there's horror, there's like craziness, and he's just, or she, I don't really know, but they're having a party. He's seducing everyone. People are falling in love with it. I'm saying it is hype. It is hype as it is hype AF. So I'm not gonna lie, this movie looks really good, and I heard it's really, really popular. Like it is probably like the number one movie ever, to be honest. Like, it is so insanely popular. This is Shawshank Redemption. And again, I know a lot of people here probably haven't even heard of it because it's like, I don't know, I always picture young people watching, but like, if you're older, you've probably definitely seen it, so I'm probably gonna see it. The reason I haven't saw it just because I heard it's like 3 hours long, and that kind of turns me off. But based on the movie poster I found, it seems really dramatic. He's screaming up into the water. I all I know from this movie, people say that it's kind of similar to Forrest Gump, and I have seen that movie. I'm gonna say it's about this dude's life. I don't know what Shawshank really means, but like he's redeeming himself. It's like redemption. He's like fighting the war. He's like making a life out of himself. He has a mentor. He's like learning as he gets older. He's telling his story. I don't know what the dude's name is, but he's working. I know Morgan Freeman's in. I'm guessing Morgan Freeman is his mentor, and freaking Shawshank or whatever his name is, he is thriving. He went through some troubles. He had a lot of heartbreak, but I feel like it also ends in a bad note. I feel like it has a really sad ending. I feel like I don't know if he necessarily dies, but someone close to him dies. Maybe Morgan Freeman's character dies. I'll just say that. I rest my case. Now we're going on a whole nother level for this movie. We're going out to the Pixar territory. And yeah, Turning Red. Never seen it. Apparently it's pretty popular even though it just came out like last year or something. Yeah, I don't know anything about this movie. I like the animation. It's pretty cute. But I initially thought this was about getting your period. Like I genuinely thought that, you know, turning red. I thought that's what it meant. And again, I really don't know if this is true, but I know that the girl turns into a panda or something, like an orange panda. So I think when she comes to a certain age, she turns into the panda, because maybe that's what I call this is what I thought. Since it's called turning red, it means like you're bleeding, you know, like girls' menstrual cycles, whatever. And I thought it was like another representation of that because when she turns a certain age, she turns into a panda, and she also turns red. Now listen, I don't know. I heard this movie is like really good. Even like people who are older, they say it's pretty good. But that is my analysis. That is my analysis. If any like boomers or millennials are watching, you guys might be pissed at me. But The Godfather, I heard this is like literally the best movie ever. Like besides Shawshank Redemption, these two movies I heard are like top tier. Like you can't get better than them. But I'll be honest, I don't know what they are about. I really have no clue what they're about. All I know is like I really don't know anything, to be honest. I really don't. I just know it's a long movie. And I think it's about Italians. So I'm just gonna say it's about the Italian mafia. And I think The Godfather, even though they try to trick you that he's like a good person, I think he's really the villain. It's just like the Phantom of the Opera, where like the Phantom is technically the villain of the movie. I'm gonna say that he's the villain. And people come to him for like advice, but he gives really bad advice. So he like kills them. Or he kind of like is in his chair all subtle, but he like hires someone to kill someone. That's my prediction. And if it's not a prediction, I'm making that a movie. I'm doing it myself. I'm doing very, very popular movies here that like, haven't seen. But yeah, Schindler's List. I know it's about the Holocaust. That's all I know about it. But I don't know who Schindler is. I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. And for the longest time, I didn't know this movie came out in the 90s. I thought this movie was like from like the 30s or something, or the 40s, because, it's in black and white for a lot of it, I believe. So I generally did not know. I didn't know it was from only the 90s. But I'm gonna say I want to be, based on the title alone, I want to say that Schindler is not a good guy. Because I feel like it's like his list to kill people. So Schindler, he's not nice, but I feel like he's also kind of forced into the life that he has. He's a Nazi. I feel like he's forced into being the way that he is. I feel like he generally doesn't want to be this way. But of course, from society and everything, he has to be a Nazi and he has to kill people. But I believe he also tries to stand up for what he believes in. But just like most of the other movies I talked about, I feel like this does not have a good ending. I feel like either he dies or like everyone he loved pretty much dies. Really depressing. Because I did hear this is a depressing book. So I'm just going to say Schindler, he's kind of an anti-hero in a sense. So I know nothing about anime. Like I know absolutely nothing of the sorts about this whatsoever. But I decided to include it because for some reason it's like really trending, even though it came out in like 2001. I don't know why it's like being talked about all of a sudden. Maybe they're making a show out of it. I really don't know. But I have no clue what the heck this movie is about. I'm just gonna say the only thing on the cover just like a little girl just kind of like looking into our souls or something. But I'm just gonna say that she is a god. She's like, I don't know, the daughter of a goddess or something. And she like, can see into people's lives. She could like walk through walls. She can fly on magical creatures. She could like, she kind of has like a third eye in a sense. She could like be with people. She vibes with them. I don't know what the actual story would be though. Maybe like someone she loves is in danger or someone's like about to be in danger. but she sense that she can save them, so she ends up saving them from that said danger. I don't know why I'm coming up with all this, but like, I just am. I have no clue. It's funny how like much I'm gonna get roasted in the comments. People are gonna be like, "Oh my god, what?" But yeah, that's my prediction. Take it or leave it. This one is kind of unusual. Why I never seen it, but it's the Cheetah Girls. I love how just so sporadic this list is. It's just so weird. Like it just like makes no sense. It's all over the place. But yeah, I know nothing about the Cheetah Girls, which is kind of weird because even though this movie came out like in 2003, it's actually kind of unusual because like I kind of grew up in, even though I was born in 2002, I like kind of grew up in like, I don't know, this era of Disney. Like I was a Hannah Montana fan, High School Musical fan, like you name it, I was a fan of. But like I was never into the Cheetah Girls, so I also have no clue what it's about. I think in the second one they go to like Europe or something, or they go to like some Egyptian place. I really have no clue. But I'm just gonna say it's about a whole bunch of Hannah Montanas. Yeah. A whole bunch of Hannah Montanas. They get together, they form a band. I think they've been friends. I think they maybe didn't like each other at first, but then they decided to be friends because they all realized they all have some beautiful singing abilities. Maybe some of them, like, I feel like one of them was pretty shy, and maybe she decided to, play. She decided to, be the one who kind of plays the instruments while the rest of them kind of jam out. And maybe they get into some trouble when they go to, like, Europe or whatever they go. And the only way they could get out of there is if they sing. They have to sing because they got into some trouble, so they have to sing, and then everyone eventually sings along with them, and they kind of cheer each other on. And yeah, that's very Disney of me. That's a very Disney-fied prediction. Yeah, I've seen none of the avatars. None of them. They look really pretty, and I heard the CGI is really great, but I've seen none of the avatars, and I know nothing about them. I'm just gonna say that they're aliens. I really don't know if that's true or not. I'm just gonna say they're aliens from kind of like a watery, weird place, but then they're like trapped on Earth. They got trapped on Earth somehow, and they're trying to make it back to their village before or their planet before their planet gets destroyed. Yeah, they meet some friends along the way, mostly animals. I feel like lots of them are animals, but I feel like there's also some romance going on. Like I feel like the main girl is kind of falling for the guy, and they're kind of have like a thing going on. They really like each other, and then yeah, very cheesy prediction, but I honestly have no clue. That's the best I could do. I really don't know even if there are aliens, but like they're just trying to solve a problem. Like most movies do, they solve a problem. I'm doing a lot of Halloween ones here because this one we have freaking Hocus Pocus, another classic. I just know it's about three witches. I'm just gonna say that the three witches are outcast where they live. I don't know where they live, freaking Witchtopia. They are outcast. They're supposed to be really good at evil witches, but they are just silly, they're dorky, they're three sisters, they don't know what they're doing with their lives, and people bully them because they can't make potions. I literally don't know where I'm coming up with this, but like, that's what the movie's about now. I know there's been like 3 versions of this movie, but I got The Parent Trap. I know a lot of these are like, Disney, mostly Disney Channel movies. But, I've seen a lot of Disney movies in my day, but these are the ones I have not seen for one reason or another. I have no clue what this is about. I thought it was mainly about the 2 sisters, but then I see there's like parents, even though it's called The Parent Trap. I guess those are the 2 sisters' parents. I don't know really where the sisters come into play though. They're just kind of there. They're just like, I know, I got it. Okay. They come together because the parents are about to have a divorce. So they come together to make sure they don't get into a divorce. So that's what's called the Parent Trap. Like, it's like their plot, you know, to get their parents back together so they won't have a divorce. But on a side note, how does Lindsay Lohan not have a twin? Like, the editing is so good. How is that not a different person? You're just telling me that is like Photoshop? There's no way in 1998 that could be Photoshop. Like, seriously. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying it. Okay, so now we've finished the 10 movies I have on my list. Let's go on to the 10 shows, which will probably be much more complicated. This one might break some hearts. It might break some hearts. Because Heartstopper. Yeah, Heartstopper. I had never seen it. I heard that it's like really good. I heard it's really wholesome. I heard it's really cute. And it does seem really cute and nice and everything. I feel like the main reason I haven't seen it, though, is because I'm kind of stubborn. Because I hear how many people watch it. And then I'm just kind of like, no, I'm not going to be basic. I'm not going to watch that show. But I mean, honestly, I probably will. Because I've read a little bit of the books, like the graphic novels and stuff. So I know a tad bit. I just know it's about like two guys fall in love, they have friends, they go to like, it looks like it's Paris from the movie poster, but I thought they were from like the UK. So they're either from the UK or in Paris, I guess. But I believe everyone else in the show is also gay or something. I know that one of them is bi and the other one's gay. But I think the rest of the characters are also LGBTQ plus or something. But I just know about the two guys fall in love. I'm guessing the guy with the dark hair, Charlie, I think his name is. I think Charlie is like the loser, kind of, not loser, but he's kind of like the one who has lots of issues, I guess. Like, he's probably bullied, he's probably teased, made fun of. And I think Nick, he's the one guy I remember. I think Nick is like, you know, the one who kind of helps him out of his funk. He kind of like, you know, he first was straight, but then you realize he wasn't because I realized he, you know, has a crush on him or whatever. And so then they eventually kind of little by little start going. But I also think that Nick is also popular. I think he's also popular, so he kind of goes through a whole sexuality struggle. And so he kind of goes through all that, you know. I feel like that's the tea. I swear, I do not know anything about the show. That is just from me guessing what it could be about. But yeah, I'm probably gonna watch this show probably at some point just to kind of check it out, because there's only like 2 seasons, I think, so like it's not like a big commitment. I remember my mom and my dad was like huge fans of The Sopranos when it was on. It was like super popular. I know like so many people talked about it and everything. And I remember it was kind of weird because my mom was trying to encourage me, like when I was like around 14 or something. She was trying to encourage me to kind of watch more like adult shows that she kind of recommended. And I remember she first recommended The Sopranos, but all of a sudden she was like, no, never mind. Like, you wouldn't like it. And I was like, what does that mean? Does that mean it's like really dark and something I generally, even as a 21-year-old, wouldn't like? I don't know. But like, I know it's also about an Italian family, I believe. I think it's also about like the mafia and about killing sprees, because I noticed that in the Soprano logo, like the R is a gun. So I have a feeling it's about killing. Maybe it's about like, not murder mystery, but I think maybe like it started with someone being murdered. And then after that, just a whole bunch of people started to kind of investigate. People started to accuse one another. They started to get killed. I think it takes place in New York. I don't know why I got that. I see another movie poster on here. It looks like it's from New York. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, I just think it's about killing. Because I do know that the show ended like in a really annoying way, where it just cut to white and that was the end. So that's why Sopranos is so recognizable to this day, is because how it ended. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Sopranos. So yeah. Yeah, I'm not into anime. I have no clue what this show is at all. Like, at all. My friend is a huge One Piece fan. She's a huge anime fan in general, so this might tickle her funny bone a bit. I think it's about a pirate, from my understanding. This logo has like a skull on it, so I'm guessing it's about a pirate. I heard that the show is like has so much episodes. It's been on for the longest time. I think a movie's coming out about it. But all the characters creep me out, bro. They just freaking weird me out. I'm just gonna say it's about a pirate that goes on an adventure. He meets a really sexy anime girl. He kind of blows it somehow. I don't know. He's scary. I don't like looking at him. Ew. He bothers me. But I think there's also like a weird sensei dude. There's a weird toad looking creature. It takes place like, I don't know, on a boat most of the time. That's all I can say about it. I'm just gonna say it's about a pirate that goes on a lot of adventures. Very broad, but it's a safe answer. Next up, we have is Degrassi. Yeah, I know nothing about the show. It's really confusing. I feel like what makes it more confusing is because I think there's like a bunch of generations of Degrassi. Like there was one in the beginning, there was another one. There's like so many different shows of it, and I don't understand. But I don't know. I think the only one I kind of am familiar with is the one with like Drake. I think it was. I really have no clue. But yeah, I just know it's about like a bunch of drama that goes on at a school. They're teenagers. There's like they're all just kind of like just drama happens. Just like a classic teen drama. It's about like it's about underage drinking, it's about relationships, it's about, you know, teen pregnancies, it's about assault. I feel like it's about all that, about like hardcore romance. It's about like crises. I feel like it's about like a lot of just like basic teen stuff. I feel like it's like Glee, but just without the singing. Yeah, so next up we have is Abbott Elementary. Again, I never seen it. I only just from the cover, I'm just guessing it's about a bunch of elementary school teachers. I think it's kind of about their drama with one another. Maybe it's about divorce, about heartbreak, it's about relationships, it's about being the best teacher, maybe some competition, maybe some teachers fall in love, maybe there's even some drama with the parents of some of the kids. Maybe there's even some storylines about the kids. Maybe like some kids have like some learning disabilities and some teachers help them on that. Yeah, I mean, again, I just think it's a big, complicated drama about a bunch of teachers at an elementary school called Abbott Elementary. And this is a relatively new show. It's on Hulu, I believe. So, yeah, I mean, who knows? I heard the first season's pretty good, so I might check it out. I don't know why, but the Big Bang Theory just gives off like Seinfeld vibes. I'm just gonna say it's similar to Seinfeld. I feel like they have like really like dumb humor, and I don't mean that in like a bad way because I know lots of people love Seinfeld. I'm just gonna say it has really dumb humor. I feel like lots of the characters are kind of like annoying, but like in a comedic sense. I feel like all of them are kind of nerds except for that one girl in the center with the blonde hair. Um, I feel like maybe she's like the glue that kind of holds them all together. And then I feel like the rest of them are just kind of nerds living in an apartment, just kind of like living their lives, being nerds. I feel like it's the same thing as like Seinfeld and Friends. There's some drama that goes on. People don't like each other. There's like some cheating going on, but but again, I feel like they're mostly a bunch of nerds. Like I feel like this is like the nerd version of Friends and Seinfeld, even though Seinfeld is also pretty nerdy. But again, I don't mean nerd in like a bad way. I mean, come on, I just mean as in like, smart-ish. Like I feel like they're just a bunch of more geniuses rather than like stupid people like like Seinfeld. But that is my prediction. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is another show that is really, really popular. I don't know much about it. I mean, I'm guessing freaking. I'm guessing Chris Pratt is in this. I had no clue. But yeah, I think he was in this before he was in Jurassic World. So this is when he was a little bit chubby. He was a little bit chubby, but I remember he got completely ripped for Jurassic World. And that's when he kind of got his big break, I'm guessing. But again, this show is like popular. I heard the first season is like really popular. But I'm not gonna lie, I have absolutely no clue what it's about. Like, I don't even have a good guess for this one. Like, all the other guests were kind of more like basic, but I generally have no clue. Is it about like Congress? Is it similar to like The Office, but more dramatic or something? Like, is it about like, from what I could see, it looks like it's about like politics or like Congress, about people in a board meeting, but it's also like about a park. Maybe it's about building a park, park and recreation. So maybe it's about, people building a park. It's about drama. It's about comedy. It's about doing what's right. It's about people working together to make something fun. I really have no clue. I'm just gonna say it's about Congress because I see a lot of political stuff. I see like a badge or something. I see a boardroom. I see the American flag. I see all that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna go with that. Again, very popular show, Bridgerton. I believe this is also a Shonda Rhimes show. As you guys know, I'm a huge Grey's Anatomy fan. I got my Grey's Anatomy cup here as we speak. Gotta love this cup. But yeah, I mean, it just looks like high class people. It's just about a bunch of people at like a country club or something. There's like one main guy, but maybe there's a whole bunch of girls chasing after the one guy. Maybe they're all trying to rise the standard, but I don't know what they really are. Like, is this show also from like the UK or something? I really can't tell. But yeah, they're all fancy. They're all like trying to one up each other. Rich people after rich people. They're trying to find what's good. They're trying to live life to the fullest. And Bridgerton is just like the name of the place they stay at. I really don't know. It's a country club, I'm guessing. I'm just gonna say it's romance in a country club. I have no freaking clue, bro. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Julie and the Phantom. I'm just gonna say this is a combination of the movie Lemonade Mouth, Glee, and a High School Musical. I'm just gonna say that it's all together. But I think I had beef with this show because I think one of the actors is the voice actor of Tom from the Nine Realms. So that means I hate this show. I'm kidding. Yeah, that's all I could say about it. I'm sorry. This might come to a big shock for a lot of you because I just said that I watch Grey's Anatomy and I'm a huge fan of Grey's Anatomy, but I've never seen Private Practice. And I feel like the main reason I haven't seen it is mainly just because I'm not a fan of Addison. I'm really not. She's really boring to me. I just don't really care for her that much. And I feel like out of all the characters, I don't know why she's the one who got a spin-off, to be honest. Like, probably because they wanted her to leave the show, but they wanted her to have her own show, and Kate Walsh was down for it. But I feel like, honestly, like Callie in Arizona would have a really good show, Christina, or Shonda Rhimes, Sandra Oh as well. But I don't feel like they wanted to be on Grey's Anatomy anymore, so she was the next best thing. But yeah, I don't really know much about the show. It just looks so like dull to me. It just looks so, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of new characters. I know this takes place after she moves from Seattle, and I believe she gets married in it. And I think this is where we get introduced to Amelia, but that's all I know. I know she becomes, I don't know, she becomes included in the private practice field, I'm guessing, by the name of the show. And the poster says, live each moment. Nice. yeah, I'm just gonna say it's her living her life as a private practice girl. She's killing it. I feel like she's trying to start her life after Derek. She's trying to realize where she fits in. She kind of find out who her real friends are. She gets married. She has a kid. I feel like she's just vibing. She's a viber. Okay, guys, that's all I got. I'm sorry. I'm really tired right now. I always start these videos so late, and I can barely finish them because I'm just so tired by the end. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. Again, once I clear out my storage, I'm probably going to be able to do the new 9 Realms video. So that's going to be really exciting. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and tell me if you guys recommend any of the shows or movies. I might check them out and see if I got them right or not. Well, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.